Hello everyone. As I have said in the previous video, we have already finished with the topic of Fourier series and Fourier transforms. Okay. So today we will start with the new topic, that is calculus of variations. Now, what is before going for the actual definition of calculus of variations or what we shall be studying in this topic, let us first define some of the terms, or I'll say let us first get familiar with some of the notations. You all might have seen these notations before, but let's list them again. Okay. So the first one here is C A comma B, okay, closed interval. So what does this denote? It is a class of all continuous functions defined on the closed interval A B. Okay, so this will be continuous functions defined on closed interval A comma B. Okay, then there will be one more class which we will use, C1 A comma B. Okay, you all must be already familiar with this. A function is called a C1 function when if the function is continuous and it's differentiable, and further to that derivative is also continuous on this closed interval A comma B. Okay, so this will be set of all continuous functions, set of all continuous functions on closed interval AB which are differentiable and the derivative is also continuous, and derivative is also continuous. Okay, now similarly we can define class Cn, and what will be this class? It will be the set of all continuous functions on the closed interval AB and also all their n derivatives. If I consider one function f in this class, the function will be continuous and all its n derivatives. Okay, when I say that n derivatives will be continuous, that means that function is differentiable n times, that is clear. Okay, so then f and all its n derivatives will be continuous, and those functions fall in this class. Okay, so accordingly you can write it for this. So these are some of the notations that we might use when we talk about the functionals. Now let us define what is this calculus of variations. Okay, calculus of variations is a branch of mathematics dealing with problems of finding variations in functionals. Okay, so in the definition itself there is a new word called a functional. Okay, in linear algebra you all must have come across this word functional, but here it is slightly different. It is not that same functional. Okay, so now what is this functional? Okay, to start with this, let us take this quantity vy of x, which will be also called as v of y, integral from x1 to x2 f of x y dy by dx dx. Okay, so now in this calculus of variations we will be coming across such a quantity many times. In fact, what we will be doing is we will be trying to solve this. Okay, and this is called as a functional. Okay, now when will this quantity be well defined? This will be well defined if the function this f is a function of x, y and y dash, that is dy by dx. Okay, and this y is a function of x, and also there is a this thing, when we integrate it from x1 to x2 we have a definite numerical value. Okay, that time only this quantity will become well defined quantity. Okay, now the first problem in calculus of variations is the comparison of various values that we will get by putting different y's in this functional. Okay, that is when for different choices of y as a function of x are substituted in this equation, then what will be the change in this value? That is the first problem in calculus of variations. Okay, whatever we will be doing is we try to investigate that what are the effects on these values. Okay, and suppose we put y1 in place of y, suppose we put y1, then we will get one value here. Okay, for this quantity will give us some value. Then if we put y2, then this quantity will give us some other value. Okay, what we want to find is in particular which function, I mean for which y equal to y of x this quantity will attain its minimum or maximum value. That is what we are interested in. Okay, for which y equal to y of x this quantity will give us the maximum or minimum value. That is our main problem. Okay, so from here, what is a functional? A functional is a mapping that assigns a definite number to each functions belonging to the same class. Okay, the functions belonging to same class means I am talking about these y's. So let us put it formally. So here a variable quantity v is a functional dependent on a function y of x if to each function y of x of a certain class of functions, say f, there corresponds a value v. Okay, in fact this will become v of y. Okay, like we have said, if we have some class of functions capital F, okay, and corresponding to every function which is belonging in this class, there corresponds a number v of y. If this happens, then that v is called as a functional. Okay, that is we have a correspondence to the function y of x, there corresponds a number v. okay, which is given by this. And then if this happens, no, then we can say that this Vy of x or C also, okay, but we will be looking at only the real ones for R, okay. So such a thing is called as a functional. These functionals are often expressed as definite integrals involving functions and their derivatives. Like for example, in this here the function y of x and its first derivative is involved. Now further to this, functionals dependent on several functions and functionals dependent on functions of several independent variables can also be defined, okay. So what do I mean by functionals dependent on several functions? By functionals dependent on several functions, I mean the quantities of this type, okay. If this is from x1 to x2, this capital F, or I think we have taken small f, so this will depend on x, y, y1, y2 and this yn, and then the derivatives of this y1 dash, y2 dash, okay, yn dash. Integration is with respect to x, okay. So these are the functionals which are dependent on several functions. Then there is one more type, that is functions of several independent variables. So what is this functions of several independent variables? By functions of several independent variables, I mean the quantities of this type. That means the functionals of this type. That is, this f will be f y and there can be this z, okay, and this. So you can see here clearly this z is depending on more than z, this z becomes the function here, okay, and it is depending on more than one variable x and y, and now this is a functional. So there are various types. Then we will also study the functionals of this type, that is this f will depend on x, y, will depend on only one function y and its n derivatives y dash, y double dash, y triple dash and yn into this dx, okay. So there are various types of functionals that we will come across in this section. So now if you see what will be the difference between a function and a functional, what does a function do? If f is a function which is defined on this interval ab, okay, so then it will map this x to the number f of x, this point to the point f of x over this domain, whatever the domain is, yes. If f is a real valued function, then if I am talking about this r, it will map this point to this point. Whereas in functional, what happens? A function y of x where this y is mapped to a definite number, okay. But what is this y of x? This y of x is belonging to some class of functions, say class of all the continuous functions on this, or maybe the class of all continuously differentiable functions. When I say this class, no, C1, a comma b. It is also called as class of continuously differentiable functions. Okay, so all these y of x belong to some class, maybe this, or some other class, and to each y of x there will be a definite number related to it. So that is what is called a functional.
So we have seen the functional depending on a function y of x. Okay, then functionals dependent on several functions y1 of x, y2 of x and yn of x, and these are the derivatives of those functions. Okay, and the next type was functionals dependent on functions of several variables. Okay, so here the function is z x comma y, and this z is depending on more than one independent variable. Students, note that here when we write the functional for such a function, it will no longer remain the single line integral. Okay, it will be over some domain, because we have two variables here. It will be over some domain where this d is a subset of R2. Okay, and then these are the two independent variables we have, so the integration will be with respect to x and y. Okay, then this is another type. This will come under the functionals depending on a function y of x. Okay, because the function is y of x here, and its first derivative, second derivatives and nth derivatives are involved. Okay, so after having done this, let us now look at the examples, some examples of functionals. Here vy of x is given as integral from 1 to 2 y dash into 1 plus x square into y dash square dx. Okay, see here, this is depending on y of x. Okay, then next example is also a for similar type, integral from 0 to 1 y dash square minus 2xy dx. Okay, now here this is depending on two functions. Okay, like how we have taken a case of y1 of x, y2 of x till yn of x. Okay, here in this case there are only two functions, y of x and z of x. So integral from 0 to pi by 2 y dash square plus z dash square plus 2 into y into z. Okay, actually it's y of x derivative, z of x derivative, plus 2 into y of x into z of x. Integration is with respect to x. Okay, then this is functional depending on a function of several variables, and here in this case it is two variables. Okay, so if I consider this, this z of x comma y becomes a function. So differentiating this z with respect to x will be what? Differentiating z with respect to x. If I say this is quantity p, and differentiating z with respect to x, if I call this as q. These are the standard notations that we use for this. Okay, you all will come across this in your partial differential equation paper. Okay, so if any one of you has done the project before and all, you all might know, may be familiar with this. So when we have a function which is depending on two variables like this, and differentiating it with respect to x, many times it's taken as to be equal to p, and this is taken to be equal to q. So I am not writing this, I will be using p and q. So what it is, here it will be the double integral over the domain where this d is some subset of R2. Okay, so the functional here is p square plus q square. Function is p square plus q square dx dy. Okay, this can also be generalized with the n terms, like for example v is depending on x1, x2 and some xn, n variables. Okay, so then here it will be this some domain d, these will be n. Okay, so then it will become f will be depending on x1, x2, xn, and z, which is a function of x1, x2, xn, and then here let me call it now p1, p2, pn, okay, into dx1, dx2, dxn, integration with respect to all these variables, n variables. Okay, so such a functional can be written in the general form by using this. Okay, and then the next type is functionals where it is depending on only one function y of x, but higher order derivatives are also involved. 1 plus y double dash the whole square dx. Okay, so in this section, that is the calculus of variations, we will be dealing with these kinds of functionals, and mostly this type, where inside this integral sign, this f, let me take it as capital F. Okay, so this f from x1 to x2, this will depend on x, y, and y dash. Okay, most of the times we will be looking at such type of functionals. We will also look at these kinds of functionals, okay, as well as this also, but most probably we will be encountering such functionals where f is depending on this and y of x and then y dash of x. Okay, this is v y of x, and the aim will be to find out for which value of this y this functional will attain its extremals, okay, maximum or minimum.